Let's talk about Saudi Arabia, a country known for oil, sand, and a human rights record that's, well, not great. For decades, it's been a land of vast deserts, immense wealth, and strict traditions, often making headlines for all the wrong reasons. But in recent years, its leaders have tried to rebrand, aiming to transform the nation from an oil giant into something far more futuristic and ambitious, a place that could rival the world's most advanced cities. Enter NEOM, a $500 billion megaproject rising from the sand, pitched as a utopia powered by AI, robotics, and endless cash. It's a vision that sounds straight out of science fiction with promises of flying taxis, robot maids, and zero-carbon living. The name? It's a mashup of new, the Crown Prince's initial, and future, a branding plea for global coolness, hoping to attract investors, innovators, and dreamers from around the world. NEOM isn't just a city. It's a region the size of Belgium, promising a post-oil sci-fi lifestyle where technology and nature supposedly coexist in perfect harmony. It's the passion project of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the centerpiece of his Vision 2030 plan to diversify the economy and reshape Saudi society for a new era. But behind the glossy promos lies controversy, impossible promises, and a big question. Can this really be the future? Or is it just the world's most expensive vanity project built on shaky foundations? The ambition is staggering. A semi-autonomous zone with its own laws, betting that money and tech can build a perfect society in the desert, where old rules no longer apply and anything seems possible. But as history shows, reality rarely matches the PowerPoint. Grand visions often stumble when faced with the harshness of the real world. And only time will tell if NEOM is a revolution, or just another mirage in the sand. Let's take a whirlwind tour through NEOM's headline projects, each one more surreal, ambitious, and audacious than the last, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the desert. First up, The Line. Imagine two mirrored skyscrapers, each soaring 500 meters high, stretching in a perfectly straight line for 170 kilometers across the desert. It's designed to house 9 million people in a car-free, road-free, zero-emissions utopia, all packed into a space just 200 meters wide. This is what NEOM calls zero-gravity urbanism, a city stacked vertically with everything you need just a short walk away. Some say it's a wellness influencer's fever dream, others call it a sci-fi fantasy come to life. Next, there's Oxagon, a floating, octagonal industrial city set on the Red Sea. It's pitched as the world's largest floating structure, fully automated, powered by clean energy, and designed to be a global hub for advanced manufacturing and innovation. Promotional videos show swarms of drones, robots, and Apple-esque design flourishes. But building a city that floats on the sea, in a region known for its harsh climate is, to put it mildly, a monumental engineering challenge. Then there's Trojena, a mountain resort in the heart of Saudi Arabia featuring a man-made lake, luxury hotels, and incredibly a ski slope. Yes, you heard that right. A ski resort in the middle of the desert, where temperatures can soar above 40 degrees Celsius. They're even set to host the 2029 Asian Winter Games here, relying on artificial snow and a power bill that's likely to be as jaw-dropping as the concept itself. Finally, there's Sindala, a luxury island resort, and the first part of NEOM to actually open. Picture golf courses, marinas, and high-end hotels catering to the ultra-rich, all set against the stunning backdrop of the Red Sea. Compared to the rest, Sindala almost feels normal, but it's proof that NEOM is more than just CGI renderings and wild ideas. It's already taking shape in the real world. Each project is a flex, a statement that with enough money, you can defy geography, climate, and even common sense, rewriting the rules of what a city can be. But dreaming up these wonders is one thing. Actually building them, in the face of extreme heat, sandstorms, and logistical nightmares, is another story entirely. The ambition is real, but so are the challenges. Every day brings new obstacles, from engineering puzzles to environmental concerns. NEOM's first step is exclusive, but it's a start, a glimpse into a future that's as bold as it is uncertain. NEOM's early plans weren't just ambitious, they were outlandish. Consultants pitched a giant artificial moon, robot dinosaurs, and cloud-seeded rain on demand. Why? To make headlines and dazzle the world. The city was supposed to have more robots than people. Robot butlers, drone deliveries, and a surveillance system straight out of Orwell. Every move tracked, analyzed, and stored by AI, all in the name of safety and efficiency. Many of the wildest ideas, like the moon and dinosaurs, have quietly disappeared as reality set in, but the mindset remains. NEOM is about spectacle, not just urban planning. The goal? Force the world to pay attention. And in that, they've succeeded, though maybe not for the reasons they hoped. The world is watching, but with a raised eyebrow. Why is Saudi Arabia doing this? Why pour billions into a futuristic city in the middle of the desert? It's all about Vision 2030. MBS's ambitious plan to move the country beyond oil and transform its entire economy and society. For decades, oil funded everything from skyscrapers to social programs, but the Saudis know it won't last forever. The world is changing, and so must they. NEOM is their bet on a new future, a sprawling hub for biotech, advanced manufacturing, digital sciences and tourism, designed to spark innovation and economic growth. The hope? Attract global talent and investment, drawing in the world's brightest minds and biggest companies, and leapfrog into tech leadership, positioning Saudi Arabia as a serious player in the industries of tomorrow. Socially, MBS has loosened some restrictions. Women can drive, cinemas are open, concerts are held, signaling a new era for the kingdom. These changes aim to make the country more appealing, especially to young Saudis and international visitors. These reforms are as much about image as substance, carefully crafted to reshape how the world sees Saudi Arabia. The goal? To lure tourists and expats to NEOM and to make Saudi Arabia a destination, not just a stopover. It's also about global influence, hosting major events, rebranding the kingdom, and projecting power on the world stage. NEOM is the ultimate symbol, an audacious vision of what the future could look like in the heart of the Middle East. It's meant to be so spectacular it puts Saudi Arabia at the center of the future, a beacon for innovation and progress. Of course, whether the image matches reality is another matter entirely, and the world is watching closely. But the ambition is clear. Saudi Arabia wants to be seen as a country with vision, not just resources. MBS wants to be recognized as a visionary leader, someone who can redefine what his nation stands for, not just an oil state, but a nation ready to shape the future. NEOM's story has a dark side. The land wasn't empty. It belonged to the Hawitat tribe. When the government decided to build, forced evictions followed. Many refused to leave. The response was brutal. Security forces removed residents, leading to violence, arrests, and even deaths, like Abdul Rahim al-Huwaiti, killed after protesting online. Others faced secret trials and harsh sentences, with the UN raising alarms over executions. Beyond the tribe, thousands of migrant workers build NEOM, often facing exploitation, low pay, long hours, unsafe conditions, and confiscated passports. Developers claim high standards, but the region's track record says otherwise. This is NEOM's contradiction, a utopia built on displacement and abuse. The marketing promises progress, but the reality is stained by injustice. You can't build a city of the future on medieval foundations. The mirrored walls of the line can't hide the ugly truth. So, what's actually been built? Not much, at least compared to the hype. Satellite images show construction camps and a scar in the desert where the line's foundations are being laid. But the original plan, 170 kilometers, 9 million people by 2030, has been dramatically scaled back. Now the first phase is just 2.4 kilometers, housing fewer than 300,000 by 2030. That's a 99% reduction in length, a skinny, expensive apartment block, not a revolution. Why? Money and practicality. Even Saudi Arabia can't endlessly fund a $500 billion dream. Engineering challenges and a lack of foreign investment have forced a rethink. Sindala is open, Trojana is underway, but the line's shrinkage feels like an admission of defeat. Critics see a slow-motion failure, disconnected, costly follies instead of a futuristic super-region. The dream's still alive, but it's on a serious diet. So is NEOM the world's dumbest mega-project? The case against it? A sci-fi fantasy with a budget that could solve real problems built on stolen land, with robot dinosaurs, and an artificial moon. Critics call it authoritarian vanity, one man's shiny distraction from human rights abuses and environmental costs. But supporters argue that big dreams drive progress. Even if only 10% is realized, NEOM could spark innovations in sustainability and design. Many great landmarks were once dismissed as foolish fantasies. NEOM is a paradox, a potential lab for the future but also a symbol of autocratic excess. It promises sustainability but is built on exploitation. It champions humanity but tramples on human rights. Is it the dumbest megaproject? Maybe. But ignoring it would be dumber. Whether NEOM soars or crashes, its story is a lesson for the world. The future is watching and taking notes.